Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this look. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I accomplished it, stay tuned. Thanks for all your support, guys.
So let's get started, guys. First thing you want to do, you want to start off with a totally clean face. And then I'm just going to move into my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And I'm going to apply that all over my face so that my makeup lasts longer throughout the day and I have a nice clean slate to start with. Then I'm going to move into my new favorite foundation. This is the Makeup Forever in shade Y425, sorry. And I usually use about 3 pumps of that. I'm just going to apply that all over my face with a Zoeva Silk Finish 102 brush. And I like to buff that into my skin, and then I also like to do stippling motions as well so that I get a nice coverage. If you need a little bit of additional coverage because this is a medium foundation, you can definitely use a little bit more foundation after. Then I'm going to go in with my Prep and Prime pen from MAC. This is in the shade Bright Forecast, and I'm just blending that out with a damp beauty blender. I'm applying that under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, up my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. I definitely use this on days when I feel I need a little bit of extra coverage. I'm going to go in with another concealer as well after this is all blended out. Then I'm just moving into my concealer. This is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. And I'm basically just going to go over those same areas that I applied that Prep and Prime, bringing it down slightly down the sides of my nose, applying it on the bridge of my nose, up into my forehead, and on my chin as well. And once those are all done, I'm just going to start blending that out with that same beauty blender until the foundation and the concealer become one. You don't want there to be any lines or any harshness where you can see where one product started and the other one began. You kind of just want it to fade into one another. So once that's totally blended out, this is what it should look like. Then I'm just going to start moving. I'm going to set under my eyes. I'm using the Motives Translucent Powder in the shade Light. And I'm just packing that on a beauty blender as well. Doing it to all of the areas that I applied some highlight. As you guys can notice, my face is a little bit lighter than my body. So I am using shade 174 in the Makeup Forever Press Powder and the Hair and Makeup Addiction Glam Me Up Set Powder Brush. And I'm just going to start packing on a little bit of that product, and that's just going to give me a little bit more color to my skin. And I'm applying that throughout my hairline, on my forehead. And then I'm just going to start wiping that translucent powder away once that's been sitting on my skin for a few minutes. And I'm using that same Glam Me Up brush. Then I'm just going to move into some bronzing. I'm using the Studio Fix powder by MAC, and that same powder brush, I'm pinching that because I kind of wanted to give me a little bit of a transition before I actually put on the bronzing powder. So this is just going to warm up my skin just a little bit. And I'm doing this to my cheekbone area. I'm also doing it to my forehead area and slightly down the sides of my nose. As you can see, it's definitely giving my face some life. Foundation does take away a lot of those features because it gives you that clean slate, and you basically use highlighting and contour to bring those features back. So then I'm going to go in with my House of Glam angled brush, which is my favorite brush to contour with. And I'm using that same product, and I just want there to be a little bit more color, and I want it to be a little bit more concentrated, so I'm using more of a dense brush. And then I'm just fanning that upward until I get the color that I like. And I'm doing it down the sides of my nose just to give me a little bit of definition there. I'm not adding any additional product. Then I'm going to move in to do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm using that middle shade on the bottom. And I'm just applying just a tiny bit just to add a little bit more color. This is actually going to tone down that bronzing shade that I use because these shades are a little bit cooler. And then I'm going to be moving into my blush. This is Natural Glow by Modus Cosmetics and a Morphe brush. It's their fan brush. It doesn't have a number on it, I'm sorry. But you can definitely find it online and everything will be linked below. And then I'm just going to dip in. I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting. I'm going to be using the Glam Loose Shimmers. And this is in the shade Rose Gold. And the brush is the Morphe fan brush, the tiny one, the M310. And I'm just applying that to the highest points of my face. It just gives me a very, very subtle glow. And then I'm just going to move in with a little bit of a highlighter that has a little bit more shimmer. But this is going to give me a nice, healthy glow. And this is the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in number 2. And I'm just going over that same highlighted areas. Applying the first highlighter just gives me more of a toned down highlighted look, and this is just adding a little bit of pop where I want it. And now that all the powder's on my face, I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Gel in Toasted Blonde. And I always do my brow gel after because sometimes you get powder in your eyes. And then I'm just moving into my eyes. So I applied the primer, which is the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC. And then I'm moving into a Peach Smoothie by MakeupGeek and a Bdellium blending brush. And I'm just applying that throughout my crease. You can't see that shade, but it's more of a transition. Then I'm moving into Uninterrupted by MAC. And this is going to give me more of a wash of color. And I just want to build that product into that crease area until I have a shade that I like. And then I'm going to grab Saddle from MAC and a MAC 217 brush. And I'm just going to go a little bit closer into that crease area because this is where I want to start building that definition. Then I'm using Brown Script and this Sigma pointed little tapered brush. And then I'm going right into that crease area. Then I'm moving into Mocha from MakeupGeek, and I'm applying that just on that outer portion of my eye. And this is all just to build definition and to give the look a little bit more depth. And I'm just dragging that on the bottom lash line just a little bit. I grabbed my Jaclyn Hill palette and that rosy shade, and I'm applying that all over my lid. And this is a MAC 224 brush that I packed that product on with, and then I'm just gonna blend out that crease. And this is the Sigma Loose Shimmer in Gilded, and I just applied a little bit of setting spray to a brush to just make it a little bit wet before applying this product so that it could give me a nice metallic-y look. Once that's done, I'm going back into that Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm using this champagne shade, and I'm just popping that right into the tear duct. And this is my Tarte eyelash curlers and the Lights Camera Lashes mascara by Tarte as well. And I'm just giving myself a nice healthy coat because I am going to apply lashes. These are the Miami Pre-Stacked Lashes by Lily Gallici, and this is the House of Lashes glue. It's my favorite. So once that glue is on, I'm letting that set, and then I'm using my NYX Cosmetics Wonder Pencil in medium because I didn't want to do dark in the waterline. And then I just grabbed my Kelly Baker Brow tweezers, and I am just applying those lashes, making sure to pop them in the center, and then you want to tuck them on the in and outer corner. Making sure that they're secure. And then we're moving on to lips. I'm using Latte Confession from LA Splash. You guys pretty much know how to apply lipstick. I just added this in really quick, sped it up a bit. I also uploaded a video to Instagram. This same just little clip. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. It's definitely one of my favorites for the springtime. And this is what it looks like when it's dry. It's a liquid to matte formula, which I love. And this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until my next video. Bye.
I'm never really a point to like, oh my god, I like cannot speak today. Bird bomb is disgusting. And thank you for your continued support against